Good evening, everybody. Okhuluma nani Siphesihle Pearl Khanyile. Mhlawumbe abanye benu bangazi as African Pearl, but today I am your host, and welcome to this month's thought-provoking conversations with Speak Your Truth Academy. I am pleased to say today I am not alone. I am joined by a very enthusiastic, bunch of panelists whom I will ask now to please switch on their cameras, so we can start our conversations for this month. While they switch on their cameras, I'd also just like to once again welcome everybody and thank you for joining us today. This is a very special life for us because we've been offline for about 3 years now, and this is sort of like our comeback song. So I'm very excited about today's conversation. So my panelists, please switch on your cameras and unmute yourselves and let everyone know you, and we will introduce each of you shortly. I just bragged and said I'm not alone today. My panelists, please switch on your cameras. Panel members, are you there?
We are here.
Is your cameras switched on? Oh, there you go. There's that pretty face. Can I please have everyone else please switch on their cameras? You can mute yourself, Tando. I just need your cameras on because we are currently live on Facebook. All right, Tando. As people start to switch on their cameras as we're waiting, would you like to just quickly introduce yourself to everyone? Just a brief sort of summary of who you are, what you do. Just briefly, sort of introducing yourself to our audience.
Hi everybody. So I am Tando Mathe. Well, I'm from Durban. Well, no, I reside in Durban. I'm not from Durban. I reside in Durban.
There we go.
But home is also at Impangeni. So yeah, so I work in Durban. I work for a research clinic in Durban, and that's where I'm based most of the time.
Thank you. Zama, could you also just please introduce yourself to our audience, please?
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I just had a connection issue there, and you have stopped my camera, so I can't turn it on. My name is Zama. I currently live in Johannesburg, Fourways. I am from the Eastern Cape, and I've been in Gauteng since 2009.
Okay. Thank you, Zama. Siphesihle, could you also please just introduce yourself to the audience quickly? There we go. Siphesihle?
Just checking, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I think I lost connection there for a second. Okay, great. My name is Sihle. I'm currently residing in Vereeniging, in Joburg, for those people that do not know where it is. I work in the tech space at the moment, and yeah, I'm just really excited to get to know each and everyone today and have this discussion.
Thank you. We're also excited to have this discussion. Philani, could you also just please switch on your camera and introduce yourself to the audience, please? Good day. Please switch on your camera. I think he is off again. He has been having a bit of a network issue, but when he joins us again, he will introduce himself. And then you know, we had a fifth panelist, but unfortunately, due to unforeseen personal circumstances or situations, he had to pull out. But nevertheless, we will proceed with the panelists that we have today. I think we are set to have a very good conversation with you guys. I'm very excited. I don't know if it's showing. I don't even. I'm not glowing. It's the excitement. I'm sweating. Okay. Let's start with today's topic. So today's topic is finding a spouse or finding love, unintentionally or intentionally. Right? Oh, wow, there we go. I think Umwelase has joined us now, and he will introduce himself shortly as soon as he's connected to the audio. Philani, are you there? Hello, Philani?
Hello? Yeah, uyangizwa?
Yes, me and everyone else. Could you please switch on your camera?
That's actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Could you please switch on your camera and just quickly introduce yourself to everyone? We are currently live on Facebook now.
Oh, hi everyone. My name is Philani Mthembu. I'm from Johannesburg. I'm 31 years old. I'm a local content creator. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Now that we are all here, let's start with today's conversation. So the topic is finding love, finding a spouse intentionally and unintentionally. And basically what that means is, are you out there on dating apps, social media apps that, because I just recently found out that on Twitter, there are chat rooms where you can find love. So are you out there intentionally looking for love, or is love just landing on your lap at random times? You are out with friends, and you look across the room and our eyes met. So today that's the discussion we'll be having. And just an initial thought before we start: we are so intentional about everything that happens in our lives, right? If you want to further your education, you look for a university to do so. If you want to lose weight or you want to fix your diet, you look for a gym, you look for a diet. And you want a job, you scour the internet and look for the job that specifically suits you, right? But somehow, when it comes to love, we are so unintentional about it. And especially with our generation, we don't want to admit that this is what we are actively looking for sometimes, So we just sort of hope that this is something that's going to fall on our laps, right? So I guess my first question is, what does intentionally looking for love mean to you? I'm going to start with Zama. What does intentionally looking for love mean to you?
Why must it always start with me? So my understanding of intentionally looking for love is basically putting yourself out there, like you were saying. If I'm intentional about finding love, that means I'm going to either be in the dating apps or put myself in a position whereby I'm looking for a man, for example, me as a woman, where I actually go and scout. Somebody said something about, you are looking for a certain group of men, you must go to Woolies or whatever at an X time. So that's being intentional, actually going to those places and, being deliberate about finding love. That's my understanding of it.
Okay, Philani, what about you?
I'd say the same. It's just being deliberate, looking for love. For me, it's online, not online dating, but like online apps like your Facebook, your social media apps. Because I'm a shy person, in person, so I can't approach.
No kidding.
Yeah, so for me, that I would say intentionally looking for love for me.
Okay, Siphesihle, do you also share the same sentiments, or do you want to add on to that, please?
No, I do share the same sentiments. I just want to add on and further drill down on what I see as being intentional about looking for love. Also, the way in which you present yourself to a certain type of class of people that you're looking for or looking to date. So changing the way you look or presenting yourself in a certain way to attract that type of crowd is also being intentional
Mm,
about what type of love you're looking for. Because then I think we can further drill down on that a bit later on, because there are certain ways of how people interact with other people. And when you're just intentionally looking for love, you don't just throw yourself out there for each and every person to come and, you know, be your partner. So there are certain things that some people would focus on, like I said, with how they look, how they act, and all of that, and how they speak as well, to just attract a certain type of man or woman. So yeah, I just wanted to drill down further on that.
Oh, wow, that is an interesting thought. Tando, do you have anything to add on that, please?
Um, I don't think I do, but I definitely do share the same sentiments as everybody else. For me, being intentional on these social platforms, that will only mean I have my profile on Twitter, not Twitter, sorry, maybe Baidu, Tinder, you know, the dating sites. Then I'd feel like now I'm being intentional about finding love. Being on Facebook, I think that's not so intentional. Twitter as well. I know we have different spaces on Twitter. There are spaces where you find people are looking for partners. There are general spaces where you're just having general conversations. So having like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I wouldn't say maybe I would be intentional about that. But once I have the dating sites, now I'm definitely being intentional about finding a partner.
Mm, okay. I like that you guys touched on dating apps and well, with Philani also saying on Facebook and social media platforms, but basically it goes down to social media online. Everyone is online now, so might as well look for them there. But do you guys think that dating apps are still a safe space to find love? Because I mean, you had your people who are scamming people. You know, do you guys think these dating apps are still like a safe space to find genuine connections? And I mean, I think that with every good thing, there's always an exception, right? So, do you guys think that this is still safe spaces to find no, not generous and genuine connections per se? Um, I'm gonna start with Opilani this time around.
Okay. Never really used dating app. Nah, I've never really used dating apps to find love. But what I've heard about, especially with Tinder, because I've got friends that have used Tinder. Hey, bro, they always say they hardly find love there. It's just all about like, sexual intercourse there, apparently. That's what I hear. So I don't believe in dating apps. I believe if you wanna date someone, you need to be able to convince them. That's what I believe in. Not a perfect match. Because who knows if it's a perfect match? How do they even know? But okay, yeah, that's me.
Okay. So before I carry on, we've been joined by Uzinhle. Um, you know what? Since we do have a spot for an extra panelist, can I ask you guys permission to add her onto this panel and have her join us in conversation? Because she's already logged on, she's here. It's for a reason. So can I ask you guys to accept her, please? Yes.
Yeah.
Zinhle, Zinhle, please switch on your camera. Zinhle, are you there? Okay. She's a bit shy, and that's okay. Tando, what do you think?
Um, well, guys, is it still safe? I think you'd have to create basically the safety for yourself. There are still people that are genuine out there, you know. So by me saying this, then that would only mean that obviously when I do link up with anyone, maybe from a dating site, then that would mean I'm not taking that person to my place would meet at a coffee shop, you know, where I am going to feel safe and I'm surrounded by people. Yeah, and it till I get to know that person better, then but I really do feel that there are people that are still genuine. Yes, other people have different motives that we can't run away, you know, from. You meet people on the streets, they have their own agenda with you as well. So I honestly feel like there are people that are still genuine out there, but it's just, you know, you need to prioritize your safety by obviously meeting at areas where you are going to be surrounded by people. You know, don't share too much info till you really assured that this person is not coming to scam you. You know, it's not somebody that, you know, we have catfish as well. This is not somebody that is a catfish as well. So yeah, so I genuinely think there are genuine people out there, but some have their different motives that we can't run away from.
Okay. Zama, what do you think? Do you think there's still a chance to find genuine connections on dating apps, or are we just looking for feelings at this point?
Honestly, I don't know. And quite funny, I recently joined two of the dating apps, and always because I'm always questioned by my friends. They always convince me that I should join a dating app and find people. In terms of safety, I mean, for me, it's not really about the dating app itself. It's not safe out there. Anywhere you go, you never know the person's intentions. And I do believe that it's kind of your responsibility as a person to ensure that you are safe. Because when you see their profiles, like literally, I'm there looking at people's profiles, some are spicy, some are a bit exaggerated. So you just need to be like cognizant of these things, you know? And I think my other thing is this thing of going out on dates is not gonna work for me. Can't be going to multiple dates. It's not possible. So I think that's like the strange thing about it is the fact that you now have to meet this person. Yes, you might choose a public space, but you never know what the person will be up to, and you never know because sometimes people come in gangs. You know, they come in crews, and you are meeting this one person, and you don't know that there's other people that are there watching and all of that stuff. So nothing is safe. Dating apps are not safe. Going to a shop and meeting a person is not safe. There's all sorts of things that are happening out there. But I think it was Tando who said, just be mindful of the information that you share with the people.
Siphesihle, do you have anything to add on?
I actually share the same sentiments. It's just from my perspective, I've never really been on a dating app, but I do know actually two examples. One person who's been on a dating app and was intentional about the type of people she was looking for. And she was looking for like church-going people. And I'm not saying church-going people are necessarily the safest on earth, but she had a criteria and she found her husband and they got married and things went well for her. Then there's on the other hand, I have another example of a person that I knew who got scammed by various people on these dating apps. And I guess it all had to do with also the type of information she shared and how she was interacting with these people. It didn't go well on that hand. And as a result, it actually wasn't really that safe for her because she had so many terrible incidences that come from dating apps. So with these two examples, I think for me, it depends how you go about it to make it a safe environment for you to find love intentionally. Yeah, it's a matter of like what the ladies are saying. It's basically what type of information you put out there and how you basically navigate these apps to make sure that it's safe enough for you to find the love that you're looking for. Yeah.
Okay. Philani, you're getting nervous.
Yeah. No.
We're not gonna bite. I know you're the only guy on the panel, but don't worry. We're not gonna bite. No, that's okay. That's okay. So you know, while we're on this sort of thought about dating apps and social media and finding love on social media, I've seen a lot of people finding love in social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, sliding into the DMs. I think that's a term that we are all familiar with, right? But I guess my question now, or rather my thoughts, and I'd obviously like to hear what you guys think about this. Can those relationships really be genuine and last long? Because from my perspective, I put, as a content creator, I put, information out there that is favorable to me. I'm not going to put all my lonely and dirty, whether dirty or little dirt. I'm not putting it out there. I'm putting out there things that I want people to like about me and therefore follow me or engage with me. So if I am seeing a certain profile, because it is a profile at the end of the day, it's, there's someone behind that camera and someone behind that editing app, editing out all the things that make them look unfavorable, right? So my thought is, can those relationships really last? Because there's a certain picture and a certain image that you put out on social media, and then if I'm falling in love with that and I want to engage with that, am I really falling in love with you or a version of yourself, right?
Hey.
So I'd really like your thoughts on that, because I mean, we do live in an age of social media, and that is generally how everyone is finding everyone at this point. So, Philani, can you switch on your camera and let's talk about it? What do you think? And also, I mean, as someone who's also on social media, and I'm sure we've all seen all this, what do you think about it?
Okay, first and foremost, I'm trying to switch. Can you see me? You can't.
I cannot see you, no, and I'd like to see you.
Yes, I'm trying to, but I don't know how to do. I don't know what's going on. Just do someone else for now.
Go.
Oh, is it there
There
now?
we go. Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you wanted to find a chair. Oh, that's okay. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. For me, all my relationships have been online besides in high school. So they've lost it. But yeah, okay, fine. Clearly not. But yeah, it's possible for a relationship to last through social media. Because even in real life, man, you meet a person can sell themselves as good as you meet them, depending where you met them. Yeah, so you can't really tell up until you spend time with the person. Yes, in terms of looks, yeah, social media can be a trap there, because you think someone looks a certain way and then they don't, because nowadays, filters and stuff like that. So yeah, makeup and filter, two.
Shots fired, ladies.
Yeah, but they do last. I mean, I've had pretty good relationships through social media. So yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, because I actually have a question for Philani regarding his relationships. You said the relationships do last. Did you ever find that with these relationships, people were not truthful in the stuff that you saw online about them, or the stuff that they presented online that made you fall in love initially? Did you ever find like they deceived you, or like, no man, this one, we are better. She's not inquisitive as she said she is online. She's just, yeah, I'm just curious.
You're right. But for me, I don't necessarily have a long conversation online. How are you? Where you from? What do you like? Do you like reading books? No. Talk to you. Hi, how are you? Cool. Can we go on a date? We go on a date, we drink or we have dinner, whatever we do, or we go for bowling, whatever. And then I get to know the person like that. More especially with me, I like to do activities, especially on the first date. So that's how I get to study you. So I've never really been lied to, because I don't ask like intellectual questions,
So what normally draw you to that person initially? The people that you meet online?
Looks. Which is not a good thing. Which is not a good thing.
It's definitely not shallow.
But then since Siphesihle is asking us a question, what do you go for when you see someone online?
I normally don't go for people online. Like I'm attracted with people that I see physically. I'm very skeptical, like paranoid by nature. So I do not go for people that I meet online unless I see them like physically and we get to engage in real life. That's when I really get to scope out if you really are a genuine person. I'm very attracted to genuine people and energy. So if you look good online, great for you. Yes, I can say, yeah, he does look good, but beyond that, like I don't go and feel like, oh my God, I wish I could be in a relationship with this person until I really do meet them.
Okay. Zama, let's draw you into this conversation now. What do you think?
Could have asked me this question first. So yeah, I did actually meet somebody on TikTok. My previous relationship, and it lasted for almost 3 years.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it was on TikTok, and I can safely say it was like one of the best relationships I've ever had. So it didn't start off as a, like Philani saying that you don't like just go into those intellectual questions at first. It started off as a conversation. And for me as a sapiosexual, I fall in love with a person through conversation, like hearing what they're talking about. Don't try and act smart, but like the type of conversation we're going to have, the type of person you are. And yeah, so I was in that relationship for almost 3 years. And yeah, it was great. And you can ask me questions physically. So yeah. it was a good relationship. So on TikTok, I'm also crazy. I don't have a profile that actually profiles who I am as Uzama.
Yes.
As a person or a professional, but I'm like crazy doing all sorts of things. So for someone to actually see you through that madness and that craziness was really great. And also that person also had a profile that's just like colorful, all sorts of things, And I must just say that he actually gave quite a positive and good reputation for Betty Men. It was my first bedded guy that I dated, and it was amazing.
Now.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying that it was really a good one. And I wasn't looking, I wasn't there to find love or whatever. I'm very casual about such, but he found me, I found him. It was great.
Wow. Looks like Mthembu has a question. Okay, Philani, go for it.
You say you were not looking, eh? So what made you give him a chance? What made you give him a chance?
Okay, let me say first, we were friends, right, on TikTok. So I would join his lives and we would have conversations. So it was through those conversations that I'm like,
Actually.
okay. He's actually good. He's good looking, yes. That's also a bonus. But like the type of conversations that we were having, we were like just having casual things. He was not trying to charm me or anything like that. It was just like casual conversations. And then even when we exchanged numbers, it was not a matter of, okay, we want to date, let's exchange numbers. It just happened that we exchanged numbers. And from there, it just became something beautiful. And yeah.
I should probably open up my DMs at this point. I am.
How are they closed?
I will please open them. We need those cows, girl. Please open them.
I should probably do it. Uzama has encouraged me. She has enabled me.
Please do.
So, what do you think?
So I also have had a relationship. Actually, I was intentionally looking for love. So I joined Badu. Oh, here it's back. Here it's back. Yeah, I was convinced by my colleague to really join. So I did it. I found my guy as well. We dated for 3 years as well, Zama. So it's a 3-year thing.
It's a lucky
we dated
number.
for 3 years. Okay. So when we met, so I was attracted to what I was seeing on his profile. So lucky enough, he didn't prolong us meeting up. So I'm a person that also easily gets bored. So we need to get straight to the point real quick, as Philani was saying that hey man, it's a hey, hi, let's go out on a date. Lucky enough, I was fortunate with the guy. He did the same thing as well. Asked for a date. I did it. Got to the date. Guy didn't want a relationship. I'm like, but why are you Badu? We're looking for partners here. So the guy didn't want a relationship at that time, but we continued being friends. So it all started with the friendship thing of just getting to know each other. And then eventually he's like, I think I am now ready to date. I'm like, oh, perfect. I've been liking you all this time. So why were you silent? So then we started
Okay.
dating. Yeah, it was really beautiful, slightly tricky at times, because I think I was slightly panicking because it was my first relationship with meeting somebody online. So I wasn't sure whether everything psychologically is correct, am I safe with this person? He also had tendencies of, just showing up at my place because, I've had, so I'm like, oh my gosh, what if he's a stalker? So I'd panic from time to time,
Oh
but only
no.
to find that maybe it's just he was just genuine and he really liked seeing me or being with him or being with me. So yeah, I was really happy. Would I go for dating sites ever again? I don't think so. I am gonna find love on Facebook. I am gonna find love on Twitter. I am gonna find love on Instagram.
Okay.
A dating site on its own, like Tinder, I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I can never put my profile up there. So I don't
Hmm.
think I can ever do that again. Yeah.
Wow. No questions this round. I think while we're still on this social media and shooting shots, like Philani said earlier on, I want to just go deep for a minute here, right? So naturally, it is the man who approaches the woman, right? But now we are moving into, or seemingly moved into an era where Ella, if you like him, tell him, shoot your shot. You know, what do you guys think about that? I mean, for Philani, I guess your question will be different. Do you take that seriously? Is that something you would accept if a girl came to you and said, "Look, I've been seeing you, and this is what I want to do with you," and and then for the girls, would you guys shoot your shots? Does it feel weird and unnatural, or are we comfortable in the era that we're in now to say it is normal, it is fine, let's do it? Because for me, it still feels unnatural. I mean, I'm not the most out there person when it comes to initiating conversations. So I don't see myself going up to a guy and say, "La la, look, hey, now come on, right? Let's not play." But I want to
Okay.
know what you guys think about it, Philani.
Guys, normalize shooting a shot as a hand. Please normalize doing that. You make the process easier for everyone.
Okay.
But tip number one, don't be too quick to give it up. Don't.
Okay.
Because you don't know when you shoot your shot, he's saying, oh, okay, there's a chance to have sex. When are you there for a relationship? Because guys never say no, hardly say no, except for me, I do when I.
Of
But
course.
anyways, but yeah, normalize doing that. You make the process easier for everyone. Don't be quick to give it up. And I've also dated someone actually who shot their shot at me, and I think that was the first time actually a hand shot their shot at me, and we dated for like 8 months. It was rushed, man. It was rushed, but it was a
Okay.
good ride. It was a good ride. I enjoyed it. We broke up peacefully. I think we realized,
Excuse the pun.
we realized that we are not compatible. That's the right term to use. That's also a danger now because you as a guy didn't work for it. So you don't get to prove yourself, yabo. So
Okay.
yeah. But shoot your shots.
Oh
Shoot your
wow.
shots.
So shoot your shot, but don't give it up quickly is the theme
Yeah,
of that.
definitely.
Zama, Zama, what do you think?
So okay. I'm also I wouldn't shoot my shot directly. When I say directly, I mean I wouldn't go to a guy and say, "Yo, Mfethu, you know what? I like you. Let's do this." There will be signs, man. Like there will be signs. I know how to drill this thing. I wouldn't
Oh,
shoot my
wow.
shot directly because I'm still very. I just want to say I'm traditional like that. I believe in a guy approaching me. It's the same thing being on those dating apps. I actually don't. I'm not the one who goes to like and put a heart or whatever. No. And I'm lame like that. If people think, oh, but you're boring, no, it's fine. But if I like a person, I will probably do something. There will be some signs. And quite recently, I was talking to a friend of mine. She was telling me about this other guy that she knows and whatever. And I said, bro, come on, hook me up. What's your problem? And she's like, I'm
I'm
gonna give you
here.
his number. I could never. Don't give me the number. It's not gonna happen. Just do your magic. So shooting your shot for me is not shooting your shot as an aim for the target directly, but it's more like load, your weapon. It just be there, be around.
Mm. Mm.
I totally
Is
agree
there a
with
question?
Osama. I
Yes, I
totally
do
agree
have.
with Os.
For me,
Oh, okay.
Don't hide behind for me. We're gonna question you. We're gonna
please
question you.
go for it.
Okay, what's the question?
Staring at someone is not shooting a shot. Stop doing that. Saying hi with
Hi,
a
Philani.
smile
Now
for
what?
the longest time is not shooting your shot. I'm not gonna see that. Remember, not we get cold feet, guys. Some of us be shy. Yeah, what mean I am shy. I could see someone I like, I am shy. So that's not shooting your shot. And thirdly, you joined the site, but you didn't like nothing. And yet, so when you were hoping someone is gonna find you. So you were looking to be found.
Yeah, I could say because for me, everything is about developing me. It's about creating Uzama, right? Not creating Uzama for somebody else, but creating Uzama for myself, right? And if I put myself out there and somebody likes me, I'm gonna reciprocate, obviously, because then I'm gonna be intentional about, okay, do I want to give this person a chance? But honestly, I will not shoot my shot. I'm not gonna put a smile. But there are other things, man, especially if I get an opportunity to have a conversation with the person, you will feel it. It's gonna be there. But I'm not gonna say, Philani, yes, you know what? I was thinking it's not gonna happen. Like I'd rather suffer in silence. It's fine.
Philani, you guys are hunters. You are meant to hunt us down. I shall not shoot my shot as well. Forget about it. That is something I will never do. I'll definitely flirt with you. I can randomly throw signs of wanting you, but to say, hey, dude, I really find you interesting and I really want to get to know you, forget about it. I, you know what? If I'm crashing over you, the crash can, last for 2 years and eventually fade away. But I am definitely not going to shoot my shots at a man. Never.
We want
Some
to be
things never
Impossible.
pursued.
change.
Not in my
We want to
world,
be
not
pursued.
anytime soon. I can never do that. I will never, ever, ever do that. Mind you, I'll follow you. I'll know what you like. If you are looking for a certain type of woman, best believe I'll know. If you like a woman that goes to church, best believe my next photo on the social platform is me coming from
Ah,
church to throw it out and
basically
be like,
stalking.
listen, I am here.
Okay.
Talk about being
I guess
intentional.
some things don't change.
I think from
Wow.
my side,
But I
I
mean,
have a
guys,
fear.
yeah.
Yeah, like I
Sorry,
have a fear of
Siphesihle.
the way I'm being perceived by a man if I'm just gonna shoot my shot just like that. Like, uzongihlonipha na, siphi isidima sami. The next few years, how are you gonna
Mm.
look at me? Like pursue me. I'm not about to come to you and tell you I like you. Pursue me, see me. I'm trying my best with how I look and whatever. So you better see me, you better come to me. So
I'm
for
doing
me,
all this for you.
yeah, like Kaibo, open your eyes.
Yes, Philani.
question for all you guys. Wait. Pile, would you shoot your shot before I say all you guys?
I would absolutely not. I hardly
Question.
even shoot my shot with friends. Like I would not go up to you and say, "Hi, let's be friends. Let's go play."
Okay.
Every friend that I have come into my life, so
Okay.
absolutely not. I cannot. I don't even know how I would start.
Here's the disadvantage of not shooting your shots, né? As gents, we have the luxury to pick. Yes, we can get rejected. We can. But we have the luxury to pick. So I could imagine if I was a Han. And because I'm scared to shoot my shot when I see someone I like, and then I get like frogs approaching me. And eventually I need to accept someone who I might not like just because I was scared to. Because now it means you're playing the waiting game. You're just hoping it rains or hoping for the sun. Come on.
Well, honestly,
So are you saying we're gonna lose you?
Not being scared for me. Sorry, Mpili. It's not that I'm scared to do it. I think specifically put it so well, Guti. Are you going to respect me if I shoot my shot?
Right.
If I'm the one who approaches you, you'll be saying, Vele, you were the one who wanted me. My guy. No, I'm not scared, but I'm just not gonna do it. If you don't get the signs, it's fine. Yes, I'd rather not be in a relationship with this person, even if I like them, because I'm not going to shoot my shot, and that's it.
Okay. Right. So
I digress a bit. Sorry, Mpile. Look, this conversation is making me think about some other conversation I once had with a couple of guys, and they were saying they intentionally go into social media to look for girls who are insecure because they give it up so easily, and it's easy to like hook them. I know that sounds scary. And the question was, how do you know a girl is insecure? They like look at her pictures, look at the way she's posing, look at what she's posted, look at the messages that she's displaying on her social media page. It's very easy to see that this girl is actually insecure, and it's going to be easy to just hook her and date her. So for me, those are the type of conversations that have made me to be very scared of such things as shooting your shots, because it's like, so you're gonna think I'm insecure or I am too easy, or so you better respect me because I'm not really like that, for example. So there are certain people who literally intentionally go to social media and look for insecure girls to basically just play with them. And believe it or not, it does happen. And apparently it's in the way you present yourself on social media, or the things that you say on social media apparently can come across. I don't know if Philani, you've ever seen that, or when you look through girls' social media pages, I just turned purple. You can see that this girl is very easy, for example, or this one seems to be very insecure, and there might be some issues over there. I'm just curious, from your perspective as a man, do you also have the same perception?
This is news to me. I've never heard of this. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just like, yo, no. Looking for insecure woman. Jesus Christ. No, I don't know that. But now I know.
I guess my next thought is, because Philani said something about there will be so much frogs coming my way, and eventually I'll have to pick one. I'm running out of time, right? So I just want to ask you guys, I feel there is a difference between intentionally looking for love from a place of readiness and from a place of desperation, right? And it's the lines are so blurred, and the line to cross from readiness and desperation is very blurred, and sometimes people are not able to tell the difference. But how does that, what does that mean to looking for love from a place of readiness as opposed to looking for love from a place of desperation, where it's like, yeah, the clock is ticking, my eggs are drying, I need to find someone, but as opposed to looking for someone from where you are like, I've healed, I'm ready, I know I've got love to give, I know I've got the heart to accept love, and and this is what I want. So what do you guys think about that? Tando?
Oh, you've made me think so deep, because now I'm thinking about me currently. I feel like I am ready for love, but as well, I feel like I might be desperate because, hey, man, time is ticking and I don't have a partner. So it's a bit of both, but I wouldn't say I'm really, really that desperate in Pele. If it finds me, it finds me. But I am internally, yes, there could be desperation, but at the very same time, I'm not out there forcing myself to be finding love. But I am ready to love. I don't know. I honestly, yeah, but I feel like the clock is ticking. I want to start a family as well. I mean, come on now. We've started our 30s. We've started our 30s. We're gonna be reaching 35 in no time. So yeah, I think at that time I would have want to at least found a partner. So I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. I really don't know. But I think I'm stuck on both ends of being desperate and being ready. I mean, I have dated, I have healed from my past relationships, So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of both worlds for me from my end. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, don't cry. Don't
Oh.
cry.
I'm not crying. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Something. I think it's sunscreen went
It's
in my
okay.
eye, Philani.
Philani.
It's
No,
okay.
no.
Philani.
It's okay.
Siphesihle.
The crying says it all.
Wow, you
Siphesihle, what do you think?
For me, I think it's very important to, like, I don't believe in being desperate for love personally. And I believe in just, healing yourself, being self-aware, and finding yourself so that love comes to you. And I'm not necessarily talking about shooting your shots or anything like that. The reason why I'm talking about healing and not being desperate is so that when you do find love, you can see whether it's genuine or not, right? You can build a healthy relationship. And it's easy for you to stay in that relationship because it's built from genuine foundations, not out of desperation, not because you literally forced yourself into a relationship because the clock is ticking. I'm a genuine believer that if it finds you, it will find you. And I'm a genuine believer of time, right? If while you're still waiting, do what you need to do to be happy. You can literally, I do believe that you can make yourself happy. You can actually engage in activities that will make you self-aware so that when you find that person, you are never going to be confused about who you are, and you're never going to stay in a toxic relationship because you were too desperate to find it. So I'm on that spectrum of heal yourself, find yourself first. If it finds you, it'll find you. If it doesn't, well, then it is what it is.
Wow. Zama?
So I think it's either I'm naive or I'm not really bothered as a person. So for me, I'm not chasing time or anything. I'm not desperate for love. Um, I think it's just my modus operandi as a person. Like I'm never in a rush to do things, just in general. Right now, I'm busy working, studying, and all sorts of things. If love finds me, great. I love being in a relationship. Trust me, and I can relationship when I'm in it, right? But if it doesn't find me this year or next year or whenever, it's fine. I'm not at a point where I feel like, I need to find love. First of all, I don't want to have kids. So I'm not even in a position where I'm like, I need to start a family. I need to do this. It's understandable for someone who still has those intentions. So honestly, for me, if it finds me, it finds me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At this point, what I'm excelling in is developing myself as Uzama. So there 100% happy with that. So yeah, if a man
Wow.
finds me and locates me, great. Come, buddy, I'll do this. If they don't, cool, we move.
Oh, wow. Philani, you seem like
This
you
is
have a
hard.
lot on your mind.
No, there's nothing a lot on my mind. I just got something on my eye, but we're not there.
We are perfectly like. We are. I've even had to wear my glasses now because wow, my eyes are burning. But anyway, guys, please don't confuse me when I say I am being desperate in saying that, you know what, I need to find a partner like right now. I think, sometimes when I come back from work, sometimes I have like bad days and I'm like, oh, as in, it would have been nice to actually come back to someone to actually have a
Yes.
conversation with,
Mhm.
it would be nice for me to actually be calling somebody and, just telling them of how my day was, and how I have so many deadlines and reports, just someone that can just take me out from my stressful world. So yeah, so that's why I'm just like, okay, I think sometimes some days I am like desperate in wanting to find a partner, but you know what, should he come, great. Should he not come, I think I'm good as well. I am a very busy person in general, so yeah, it's a bit of 50-50. So yeah.
Guys,
Mm.
is it possible for us to distinguish between longing and being desperate? Because what you just described to me right now, Thando, it sounds like you're longing for the partnership, not necessarily.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, like I'm just wondering, is there a difference between longing for something and being desperate for something?
Mm. I mean, yeah, I think there is, but I mean, I can hear what the other panel members
What the?
think. I think there is definitely. Philani, what do
I
you
think there
think?
is as well.
Mm. Philani?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Well, sorry. Please repeat that. I missed that.
So basically what we're talking about now is looking for love from a place of readiness or rather desperation or not or it's or desperation, but it was basically just raised a good point um, for Ubuti. Is there a difference between longing and desperation? Where you long for a partner and you long for when you come back from work, obviously, as Tando said, you've got someone to talk to, someone to sort of debrief you and princess treatment you. So what do you think about that?
Is there a difference? I don't think so. I think it's both of those people are desperate because at that very moment, yes, when you're longing for love, I think it's a moment. It depends on moments. What you see right
Okay.
now, if I had a person, I would have. But when you're desperate, you every day you're trying to look. But then also at that moment when you're longing, is it not desperation? I think it's the same thing, personally. Because at the end of the day, you want love. You want it. You want it.
Okay, Zama, what do you think?
I think there's a difference. I think what would be the differentiating factor? Maybe it's perhaps time. So
Mm,
longing, yes, because we all like, I love that princess treatment. Like Tando just said, when you come back from work and you have that person, you're like, oh, babe, I was so this and that, this and that. It's nice. We love that. Like, just as much as I'm saying that I'm not really like bothered, but that's a beautiful feeling. And yes, it would be great to have that person. But in terms of desperation now, if you are saying, I need to have this by now and you're chasing time, then I would see that as desperation. And if your longing is also be like, yo, I know I need this and I need it now and I need it tomorrow or whatever, then I would term that as also desperation. So for me, that's the difference between longing and being desperate.
mm. Okay. Do you guys have anything else to say on that? Because I'm about to move into another sort of deep thought when you guys were talking that attacked me. Now I have to share it. It seems okay. Yes, Philani?
Wait, sorry. So on the side, can I just quickly charge my device
Yes,
without
you can
disturbing?
switch off. You can switch off your camera and mute yourself.
Okay, sharp.
All right. So it seems that a lot of people have lost faith in the institution that is marriage, right? Um, it seems like instead of everyone running towards something like that, everyone seems to be running in the opposite direction, right? And I don't know, what do you guys think? Are we intentionally running away from finding a spouse, but um, also wanting a companion in the same sense? You know, I don't know if I'm making sense, but you like I want the guy, but I don't want the whole marriage thing. You know, I do want to be in a relationship though, because we have all. I mean, with the job that I do, I've lost some sense in you know, belief in the institution that is marriage. So I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. Are we a generation that is running away from marriage? Are we running towards it? Where do you think we stand in this aspect? Siphesihle.
Please, can I give it some thoughts? Because
Okay,
again,
Tando.
I'm gonna trap myself here.
Okay, no problem. Tando, do you also want to think about it, or do you have some thoughts?
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Mpili, just judging by how the society, or our generation rather, is currently, there seems to be a lot of divorces. I think we like the whole idea of weddings, but are we really ready for marriage as such? I don't think
Right.
we are. We just, I genuinely think we are just not ready. Um, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been married, but I think we just perceive weddings as something maybe like what, a normal relationship. I think it's way deeper, honestly. It becomes way deeper. And you know, sometimes for me, honestly, for me, I still believe in marriage, but also I think it's also because I've been raised by both parents, and I've seen them in marriage, and they've gave me a idea of, this is something really beautiful. Yeah, I mean, this is
Mm-hmm.
something that I would really want for myself, for my unborn kids, you know. So I am still for marriage. um, I'm just not sure whether I am ready for it at this particular time, you know. Um,
Mm.
because I sometimes look at myself and my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, when I come back from work, I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't have kids. Thank God I don't have a partner to see to, you know,
Mm.
because I can't be a wife right now. Right now, I just want to get into my bed and just leave the day off, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. But just companionship. Maybe that will do for now. For now, maybe later, when maybe later after 35, maybe, yeah, but now.
Mm.
Hmm.
Zama, what do you think?
I think this is my time to shine because I was married
Okay.
before, and you probably know that because that's not how I show up. So to answer your question, like you are saying, in the field that you're in, the law firm, you see a lot of these things. So based on experience and observations, people are scared. They are scared of the marriage institution because of the divorces that are taking place, and people's experiences once they talk about why their marriages ended and all of that stuff. It is a scary journey. But one thing I know is that marriage can be beautiful. It's not the marriage that's the problem. It's the people that engage or that are in the institution. And hear me out. This is my advice whenever I talk to anybody who, first of all, before I get to that, I always ask people, why, when you have seminars, why do you only want to invite married people and you never ask for the divorced people to actually pull through? And because not all people that are divorced are bitter, right? You can learn a lot from these people because they also self-reflect. What was my contribution in that marriage? What went well? What could have been better, right? So my point that I want to get to is, I always say, if you want to get married, hear me out, and please don't misquote me. If you want to get married, rather do it in your 30s. Okay. If you want to do it in your 20s, make sure you've got a solid backup, whether it's family, friends, or close people, because you will need that. Not that you won't need it in your 30s, you're probably going to need it, because even in your 30s, I mean, come on, people in their 30s are not adults. Let's just, acknowledge that. But if you're going to get married like at a very young age, make sure you've got solid foundation backup, whether it's in terms of family backing you up, and you have that person, those people that will be there for you, because you need that, whether you're the guy or the woman. So I'm not going to choose Gucci when as a woman, you must, both of you should have that. So you need that, you need pillars, right? Because it's not an easy journey, but it can be beautiful. Would I get married again? I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's not something I'm thinking about.
Wow. Philani?
Hell no. I'm not for me. I'll never get married. Not because of anything. You see, everyone has their good and bad, isn't it? No one is perfect,
Yes.
And in a relationship, there are things that you need to tolerate. If I'm a person who comes back from work and I'm quiet, I need my hour of silence, and I don't want to talk to anyone. In a relationship stage, my partner needs to tolerate that. If my partner, when she wakes up, there's mood swings in the morning, arguments, why do you leave these underwears here every morning? It's the same thing. You need to tolerate that. And I can't tolerate that. I can't. And now imagine for the rest of my life, I need to deal with that. And some people might say, he's immature, he's got commitment issues, fine. But it means I'm self-aware. I'm not going to waste someone's daughter's time and dragging them along in a process that it's going to end. And also, you guys spoke about divorce, high rates, whatever. There's a reason why people divorce. There is a reason. We must never forget that. Let's not just say people divorce. No, there are reasons. There are reasons. And I think part of those reasons are, I believe, the reason why people divorce, that problem was always there. That problem was always there in the beginning. It was always there. Just that now someone cannot handle it anymore. If you get married to someone who has a low temper, who know they snap anytime, and you marry that person, they're not going to change in marriage. They might snap in front of your kids, and then you divorce them like, no, she's too much, she's always. But you found it like that, or you found me like that, yeah, bro. So, and also, if you get married to me, and let's say I like to play soccer, for instance, that's what I do on Saturdays, for example. 3 p.m. Philani goes for soccer. Now I'm married. Okay, there's kids. I can't do that now. Okay, Philani, no, you need to be available. Philani's going to be unhappy. You've removed what was there before marriage now. So it's a process. Also, you guys might date, but then as you guys date, you guys grow. And it's possible to go. It's possible to go separate ways, especially when you're with a person who doesn't want to grow, who doesn't want to deal with their emotions, grow their emotional intelligence, grow themselves career-wise. Yabo, have a
Right.
on a healthy lifestyle. So their lifestyle is actually, he was drinking, but now the drinking is too much now. Yabo. So yeah, that's the reason why I see with, and there's no one that's perfect. So that's why I'll never, no,
Mm.
no, I don't want, I don't
Siphesihle,
even want to do it.
as someone who's in the institution newly, I'd like to hear your perspective on this, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting to listen to all these different perspectives and also from you, Zama, as well. I do believe what you said is there is a lot to learn from people who got divorced, because yes, indeed, you did reflect on what caused it. And like there's a lot that people who are in the institution could learn from people like you, right? I just want to go back to your original question, Pile, about what do you, can you please just repeat the question? Because I think you said, are we running away from marriage or running towards marriage, if I heard you correctly?
Yes, that was definitely the question.
Okay. So I went back to the original question. I thought about it. I was like, okay, why would people run away from marriage right now? People in our generation. And I thought about the concept of marriage, right? How do you define marriage? What do you think is marriage, right? So the people's perception of marriage can literally make them want to run away from getting married. For example, you mentioned the high divorce rates, right? If my first perception about marriages is people get divorced very quickly, then definitely I would want to run away from that. Why would I want to put myself in that situation? But then there's another perception, right? Which is marriage is companionship, right? Marriage is all about partnership and love and having that person to spend the rest of your life with and be accountable to each other. I believe in that, and that's my perception, right? It's about partnership and basically companionship. And because of that perception, I have been drawn towards marriage. And because of seeing people who are in healthy marriages and are constantly working on their marriages, I have been drawn towards it. It has built a very positive perception about marriage when I look at it, as opposed to me looking at divorce rates and all of that, right? So it all boils down to perception. So for those who have a positive outlook on what marriage is and know what probably it takes to be in a healthy marriage, they might be drawn to I want that. For those who are like, Joe, there are a lot of divorce rates, there are a lot of selfish people out there. You might be married to a crazy person, a selfish person, or a narcissist. Then definitely they might be like, I'm definitely not doing this. People are selfish out there. So that's where for me it boils down to. But yeah, that's basically how I see it. And I'm here in marriage right now because I love it. I'm excited to be here. And every day I get to learn new things about my partner. Every day I get to learn about how my partner wants to be loved. So that's where intention comes in. When you love a person intentionally, you respect the fact that they want their personal space. So I'm going to speak to Philani's examples about sometimes you just don't want to be around this person. You don't want to talk to this person, right? Or you want your own space. If you have a partner who doesn't understand that Philani wants his own space once in a while and doesn't want to learn that love language of yours, then definitely it's going to be difficult. For me, because I intentionally want to learn how my husband wants to be loved as much as he does about me, it makes it easier for us to live together. If I need to give him that space on a daily basis or whenever, I do that because I know he needs to breathe, right? I'm not always in his space. So it all boils down to understanding companionship. And for me, companionship is intentional, most definitely. It's about learning these things that I've made examples about right now. I mean, we could go on and on the whole day about marriage, and I obviously do not know much because I'm literally new in this thing, but because of how I see it and what I want to build, this is why I'm here. Yeah.
Zama, you have a question?
Hey.
I have a question for Philani, but I'll get to that. So I just want to build on what Siphesihle is saying. Like I said, that Mpilo, for example, is in the law firm, and you see a lot of divorce cases. So obviously, that's gonna somehow influence your thinking and how you see marriage, right? And the other thing is that it make it very difficult when you need to do the whole divorce process, it's super difficult because they don't want people to get divorced. You literally sit in that room with everyone who's there for divorce, and you hear people's stories, and it's like the most daunting thing to do, because they still want to push, marriage, and marriages can be beautiful. It can be amazing. And then Philani says he doesn't want to get married because he doesn't want all these, petty things that he mentioned. I love Siphesihle's response where she was saying that if your person understands you, you might have a beautiful marriage. So are you telling me, Philani, even in your relationship, if you say, nah, I don't want to see you, I don't want to see you, it's chai. Like how, when you are in a relationship, how do you deal with that? Because yes, as much as in marriage you will be on each other's cases and you'll be in each other's faces and all of that the entire time, but even in a relationship you are still partners, Jola, and you guys spend time together. Then how do you navigate around that? And if when are you going to say, I know I need time to myself, for how long? And if now I want to see you every day or every weekend, when you're like, no, a whole month without seeing each other is fine, it's not going to work. But if you're married to someone who understands that my man needs time, if he wants to go chill with the boys, he must go chill with the boys. If he wants to host the boys, I'm going to make snack, I'm going to do all sorts of things. It's still possible in a marriage.
Do you have anything to say?
You're right.
Philani?
No. She's right. I've just been unfortunate, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah, boy, that has never happened to me. And I wasn't saying good I need space. Okay, yeah, I love my space. And I'm a spontaneous person. I hate also explaining myself when I want to do something. Why? Oh God. I just want to do it. Don't ask me why. I'm not a child. But that's just me. But in marriage, you can't do that. You need to be able to explain why you want to do certain things. And also, I want to go back to Uguti. There's the most important question that always gets asked in a relationship, but we don't take it serious, which might lead to a divorce. We need to understand why, as a man, I need to understand why does she love me? That's actually a deep question if you think about it. Because if I know that, I know what she expects from me. Because if I don't know what she loves about me, yeah, it's always fun times, it's good. And then I change my ways. I won't realize it. I won't realize that I've removed the only thing that she likes about me. And that's why we're always fighting about all these petty things. Yeah, but if you understand what does your partner love about you, if I tell you, Mpile, I love your smile. I love the fact that when you wake up in the morning, you just smile, or you bring me coffee. Yeah, you give me that happiness. You have jokes. But the moment when you wake up, you're grumpy. You never make me coffee. You don't have jokes anymore. I'm gonna. It's shy. Yeah,
Philani, I'd like to promise I will bring you coffee every time. I'd like to make that promise to you right now. I will smile every morning. Oh, what is going on here?
Can I not tell you in between the relationship, Uguti, these are the reasons why I love you? Because I feel for me, when that question comes, it's like the question that you tell us about yourself. I could never tell you about myself.
No, in between the relationship.
But in between, you will find out. I will tell you. You will know, and you'll probably know why I love you and why I chose you.
Yeah, I'm talking about in terms of now. I need to make a decision whether I want to marry this person or not. Can I even keep up with what she loves about me? That's also another thing I need to answer myself. Can I keep up? Yabo? If kids come, because normally when kids come, the dynamics ayashintsha manje. Yabo? Khona umzali ozothanda ingane more than the partner. Kids come first. No, I ain't about. So yeah.
Wow.
You can
if we're being honest,
in marriage. I'm just putting it out there. You can still be yourself in marriage. You can still be yourself in a relationship. But it feels like when they take you away from you and they take your freedom away. No, you can still be this amazing, spontaneous, bubbly person.
I think it's also just important to remember that marriage, the way that your marriage works is not set in stone, or rather, how someone's marriage is going to work, or what works for that particular couple is not, there's no guidance book on that, right? You guys are sort of writing that book for yourselves as to how you guys want to interact with each other. You understand? So I think I'm also like Philani when it comes to my space, and I want to be alone with my thoughts sometimes. I look at you and you're just irritating. I just don't want to see you at that point in time. But I do understand that obviously I have to be more conscious of those things, because I think maybe the only reason why those are precious to me right now is because they're coming in abundance, because no one is questioning me about it, right? But I do understand when I enter into a partnership, I mean, these things are things that need to be aware of. But also, as Siphesihle said, my partner has to also understand that Mpile is like this, and I need to give her this as part of my love language to her, right? And Siphesihle, do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, not onto that per se, but I wanted to add to, there's something Philani said, and it triggered a thought in me that going into a partnership where you constantly have to think about how you have to maintain a certain characteristic might not be a good thing, because life happens. For example, going into a relationship thinking that you must always be happy with your partner. By happiness, I mean like you must always make coffee, you must always be jolly in the morning, for example, right? Because like, for example, Philani said, maybe that's what got your partner drawn to you. I don't know if that's realistic enough, and I don't mind being corrected on that, because life really happens. This is why we enter into companionship. For example, I might get into depression and I might not be the same Siphesihle that I was when you met me before we got married. The most important thing at that time is communication, so that my partner can be able to help me do that journey, right? But if my partner doesn't understand that I'm going through something and is expecting me to be jolly and bring coffee every morning, but I can't, I'm in a state where I'm just super, I'm sick, I'm not okay mentally at that moment, it's going to put a strain on our relationship, because there's that uncommunicated element, and it's going to seem like I've lost to Siphesihle, or Siphesihle is no longer, doesn't have those characteristics that she had before we got married. I don't know if I'm making sense. My point is, when you look at companionship, it's not necessarily about the good things only. There are going to be moments in your companionship where you are not necessarily going to be 100% to Philani, and you need your partner to understand you in those moments, right? And where does that boil down to? It boils down to communication in your relationship. I genuinely believe that you cannot be in companionship without communication. I think that's where we lose it as people, right? That those uncommunicated things are what ruins our relationship, because your partner in those moments does not really understand you and why you're behaving in a particular way, which I suppose also kind of answers what you, Philani, the examples you're making. And I'm sorry for bringing it up over and over again, that at this moment, I do not feel like talking to anyone. That's an uncommunicated thing inside of you. If you do not communicate that to your partner at that moment, she might not know how to treat you, or how to support you in that state that you're in, and that will literally ruin your relationship, right? So the reason why I'm raising all of this is that when you go into a permanent partnership like marriage, maybe don't expect to always be a super jolly person, because things happen. And you need your partner to understand that things happen, and understand you, that you're still Philani, but you're going through a phase. So that's basically what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Wait.
Yes,
Let's talk here. Let's talk here. Okay, sharp. Life happens. No? That's my problem right there. Life happens. You say we're gonna go through, you might not be happy. Okay, give me the example of life happens. Let's create a scenario of life happened.
You get into a car accident, God forbid. You get hurt.
Not something like that. Don't take it too far.
I mean, I had to be extreme.
No, man, don't be extreme. Because it's not the thing. Let's talk about the little things. Not talk about death. Talk about the little things.
Okay, sorry. say for example, you're not happy about something in your career and it's making you feel very depressed. And that thing is happening at work. Or for example, you're not growing in your career, but it's really affecting your mental health and you're not okay. And you just like, you whatever you're trying at work, it's not working out, right? I mean, put yourself in that situation. Would you be okay overall? Like, would you go
How long
home
is
and
that
be
gonna
like,
take you?
and put that away, pack it away and be an okay person, and not communicate it. You're just like a jolly person. You're this Philani that your partner expects you to always be. Like that's I think that's enough of an example, right?
That's enough. That's a perfect one.
Yeah.
Personally, Mina, when I have problems, I deal with them myself. I don't need help, and I don't want anyone to help me. Guys, let's normalize professional help. Our partners are not therapists. They're not. Because I feel like people have normalized burdening their partners with their problems. So that's why I'm asking, how long is this thing is going to happen? This depression or weird because of your work? Because it's not my problem. It's not my fault that you are having issues at work. No, it's not though. It's not.
I think that's where you missed my point. You communicating that you're going through that does not
But how
mean you're
long?
telling you, listen, does not mean you're telling your partner to help you through it per se, or to counsel you and make you feel better about it or come up with a solution for you. You communicating what you're going through at that moment, right? At least alert your partner that Upilan is going through something, and support you the best way possible, but not necessarily to find a solution for what you're going through. She's not becoming a therapist. That's not what I'm saying. It's the communication that matters in that instance of what you're going through, as opposed to you coming home and just being moody and depressed, where your partner is just left with questions about, has Philani changed? This is not the Philani that I know. This is not the Philani that I expected to be with in our marriage. So I don't know if you get me. It's not.
I
It's
do
not
get you.
It's not you saying, "Hey, Caesar, with this problem." It's you communicating the state that you're in with your partner, so that you can still maintain your relationship and the support that you need, but not necessarily her becoming a therapist. You can still go and seek help outside of that.
Okay, let me go back. Okay, I hear you. Okay, remember, me, I'm speaking for myself. I mean, I'm always the same plan. I'm always jolly. Every day, even if I had problems, even my partner would sometimes ask, how are you? Like I'm like, no, life is always good with me. Life is always good with me. I know how to deal with myself, fortunately. Yeah, but and when I come to a relationship, it's always happiness. Yeah, I'm in a moment, but after an hour, it's gone. So that's why I'm asking you, how long? Because remember, we're discarding a scenario. How long is this depression of yours?
I mean, you can't put a timeline to depression. It differs from person
Problem.
to person.
Now we have
But if
problems.
you communicate it, don't you think it'll make things better for you in your relationship?
No, but does it change your mood?
Of course it doesn't. But does it?
For how long
Yeah.
though? I need to tolerate this part of Uspe. Create. I need to create an example. How long?
Philani, why are you sounding like a yes, Philani, you're sounding like a person that needs room to leave a person once they encounter problems. You just want things to be jolly, and then should things go left, you want to leave. Like there's no time frames to depression. If it's gonna take a month, it's gonna take a month. If it's gonna take two, it's gonna take two. Yes, I am gonna seek professional help, but also remember it comes with sessions as well. I'm not gonna get healing after one session or two. I might need 8 sessions, But as Pesky has been saying, we just need to communicate and we need to understand each other and how best can we maneuver through this situation, But with you, it feels like when you don't want things to turn south, and should they turn south, you've got an hour to fix
How
yourself.
long?
Should it
The
not be
depression's
fixed
going to
within an
last?
hour? Hey, dude, please, I'm out of this. No.
I think just to add on to what you're saying, Tandone, I feel like when it comes to love and companionship or being in marriage, you need to, when you're in those moments of depression or whatever it is that you're going through in your life, you need to be comfortable enough to know that your partner will still be there at the end of it all. I think that's, for me, that was my overall message. Being comfortable and confident in knowing that your partner will always be there through those things, as long as there's obviously communication. For me, that's what I was getting at. Because once you get, it gets shaky for you that, oh my God, I'm going through a lot. This person, you're not communicating. You just, and you're also scared already. It shows you your foundations are not good enough, because you're already scared that because I'm going through something, my partner might just dump me. So for me, it's the, I don't know if it makes sense. There's a lot of
Mphile, I just need to, before we move on to another thing, just let me clean up something here. Because I feel like I struggle to articulate myself because I think people are being triggered.
You may articulate, Wisdom Team.
Okay. If you are going through something, I will support you. I need to mention again, I will never come with problems in a relationship. I will never. I know how to deal with myself. I've worked on myself before the relationship. I've worked on myself. I will never. I'm always the joyful type. Even when I'm not even in a good mood, you'll never see it. As my partner, you will never see that, because I feel like that's not your business, and I don't expect that from you. I just want happiness. I don't want to put. Anyways, I will help you. You have a problem? Okay, sharp. This is what because I always have solutions. I always think I have solutions. Okay, let's do A, B, and C. If you don't act upon that, that's where we have a problem. We need to agree, okay, sharp, you have a problem with work. Okay, what's the issue? Career. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Where do you want to be? Okay, I want a new role. Okay, cool. Let's see a certificate that you might need, whatever. Oh, are you looking for a new job? Okay, then let's look for a new job. Let's not just cry and not act upon it, because most people, not you guys or anyone else, I'm not pointing fingers, but most people have developed a tendency of just crying and complaining and not doing anything about it. That's where I am coming from with all of this.
Okay. Guys, I'm gonna give Zama a chance to have her thought, because she did have her hand up, and then we have to say goodbye, unfortunately, because we have gone over our time. This conversation has been so nice, and I told you guys, Uguti, I trust you're gonna carry this conversation. Zama, can I please have your last thought? You had your hand up, and then we can say our goodbye.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, Uti, as much as right now the only example that we thought of was someone going through like a psychological situation or something that is mentally taxing. But as human beings, we evolve. And I'm telling you now, Philani, the Philani you were in high school is probably not the same now. There's a couple of things that you see differently. So even in a relationship, we can change as human beings. Toluti, when we met, I loved hiking. Now I'm like, you are hiking, you're for who? And then I'm going to be that boring person. So it's like small things we change as people. And if we are partners, you need to be cognizant of such things. And we need to find a way of working together now that Uzama has changed. It's just like that.
Right.
That's why. That's why I'm not ready for marriage.
Wow. You said you'll never get married, so don't even twist your words now. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. To everyone that was watching, thank you so much for joining us. To everyone that was commenting, thank you so much for joining us. I didn't anticipate that this would be such a passionate discussion, and that's why maybe we couldn't, answer any questions, because I had a passionate panel. I'm just gonna give you guys a chance to just have your last thoughts on the live as a whole, or rather on the conversation as a whole, and then we will say goodbye to our audience, right? So I'm going to start with you, Tando. Just a brief sort of last thought. That's what we're going to call it. Last thoughts with SYT
Oh my
Academy.
Gosh, I'm not ready for this. Can somebody else start? I wasn't
Zama,
ready.
stop it, Philani.
No, it's fine. I can go. So my last thoughts would be that at some point we need to understand that we don't have control over everything. We have control over our lives and who we are and what we can build and how we can show up. We don't necessarily have control over what the other person will be or how the other person is going to affect our lives. And a relationship does not have a formula, but there are certain things that we can learn from each other. And they will make us aware of certain things that we were not even aware of. Like Philani doesn't want to get married because he doesn't want to change. That's something to think about. So yeah, that's also my thoughts. There's no formula, but we can just learn from each other.
Siphesihle, do you have any last thoughts?
Oh yeah, tricky one. I think I learned a lot from today's session, especially about finding love online as a person who's never done that before. And it has opened my mind up to the possibilities of, yes, being in secure relationships, having met someone online. So my final thoughts are whichever way you use to find love intentionally, just always remember to be safe. That's very important. Remember to be safe, because this all boils down to it basically goes back to what we spoke about safety online and whatever. So whatever you decide to do, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to finding love, but it's all about protecting yourself, protecting your energy out there, and just being safe and making it work and understanding the person that you find or fall in love with. So that's just what I gathered from today's session.
Thank you. Philani, your last thoughts, please.
Can Thando go last, because I don't want people punching and then I can't address it. Can Thando go next, and then because something address it shows because I don't want to go out like that. I don't want to go out like that.
Okay, no, that's fine. You know what?
No,
Because
that
you are
is-
outnumbered, you are the teacher's pay today, so you'll definitely go last. Yes, Thando.
Okay, so my last thoughts would be, guys, I think there's definitely genuine people on social platforms. We definitely can find love. I think it's a tool that everybody is using now to find love, especially because now most of us are not going out. I mean, we are shopping online, we are doing everything online, basically. So we hardly go out and engage with the other people, or rather be seen. So but should you find a partner that you do like, and have interest in knowing them better, just prioritize your safety. Make sure that you make one of your friends or family members aware that you are meeting a stranger. Share your locations. Don't share personal things, deep things about yourself, obviously. Then with time, definitely, maybe you can share. So, dating online, prioritize your safety and have fun. Guys, you're still young, just have fun.
But
Okay.
Putin, indawo-ke manje.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been an interesting conversation. Just one thing. You change what, guys? I never said I don't want to change anything. I will change, Zama. I don't know what to change as well. But I do want to get married, but I'm just not, haven't found the perfect situation for it, I guess. It hasn't found me, just to clean it up. And also,
Okay.
some points are raised just for conversation just to spark some thought.
All right.
Yeah. I'm a nice person. I'm a nice person, and thank you so much, Mpile, for the opportunity, and all the best, Siphesihle, on your marriage going forward. And I'm wishing Uthando umshado,
Okay.
because she looks like she's longing for it, or
Ay.
desperate rather.
I'm longing for it. When why are you coming for me? Why am I in it now?
Look, this has been an amazing live, from changing people's minds about marriage to understanding the difference between desperation and longing. It has been an amazing live. We will have to say goodbye, guys. Now we have to go. We are way over, and I'm sorry to my panel. It's so passionate. I'm sorry to you guys. But I mean, we are back again next month with a new panel, a new topic, a new conversation. So do join us then. But for now, this is goodbye. As we switch off, the social media handles for our panels will just flash. It will just be as a slideshow if you wanna follow them on the social medias. But for now, can the panelists please switch off their cameras and mute themselves? Thank you.